not the same one.
It's Jean Valjean. No, not Jean. What is it? How does the candelabra go? Can't think of it. Totally spinning.
The remix edition.
Some 808 there. There we go. Oh!
How's it going, guys? Welcome to a special weekend edition of GameSlean TV. Guys, we've got a special guest tonight, so we're doing a special weekend edition of GameSlean TV. Let's get things going. My name is Chris. Let's introduce the rest of the co-hosts here. To my right, we've got Josh.
Hello!
An empty couch next to him.
Thanks for tuning in, all of you. It just warms the cockles of my
Ain't
heart.
no way here.
All 16.
Oh, boy.
Oh no.
Hello, technology. Welcome,
Yes.
welcome to seeing me.
Great.
There's
Of course,
a lot
our
of
special
cameras.
guest Keith is here, yes.
So tonight we have
I don't know which ones to look.
my
There we
cousin.
go.
My cousin Keith Apicary.
Wow, Skycam.
What's he doing?
How expensive is this one?
Don't touch that.
Better not bust that thing.
No, you're not allowed to
Look.
touch that, Keith.
It's like a first-person shooter.
$60.
It's a reverse person shooter.
Reverse-person shooter. Is that good? Is that good?
No.
Yeah, that's how
There
it
it
works.
is.
Yeah, it looks great. You've never looked balder.
Oh, man,
Hello, welcome
yes.
to GameSlean. Tonight, we're talking Dreamcast 2. We're talking Neo Geo Mini Arcade that you can strap to your wrist like a digital alarm clock watch. We're talking Keith Apicary's new track that comes out tomorrow, Keith of Rage.
Yes, that's right.
Which leads to another story that we have tonight about Streets of Rage.
So we should go to the news.
We should finish introducing everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, we did, we finished. Here he is.
It only goes downhill from
We'll
there.
go quick. Over on production, we've got Xander, of course.
Uh-huh.
There he is.
Oh, wow, what a guy.
There you go.
The button master. Master.
masher.
The button master.
Absolutely. Over on co-production, we've got Nick.
Oh, baby.
The mouse
All right.
master.
Oh.
He wiggles that mouse
Nick's-
around like no one
Tonight,
has ever
Nick is
done.
fired up.
Oh.
Is that what that says?
Yeah.
Oh. Big time.
Is that like from high school or something?
Probably, yeah.
Like last year,
It's all right.
Best t-shirt.
Friday. I was in high school recently.
Yeah. What were you doing there? Getting arrested?
No, I was there
Trying to find a girlfriend?
12 years ago.
Recently.
So that was the last time I went outside.
Oh. Well, it's
You were in
good
high
to
school
have
longer
you
than
here
12
on the
years
show.
ago.
Thanks for having me.
This
Hey,
is
where's Tomb?
this is my first interaction with
Yes.
Keith Apicary ever in front of
wow.
anyone.
Hello, random man.
Yes, that's right. As always, remotely via Skype.
Oh
we've
yeah.
got Toom.
That's right.
Here he is.
Always
I'm still-
forget about him.
I'm still
hi.
here. I'm still alive in the world in Los Angeles, California.
Tonight we're gonna be calling you Tome
Tome? What
because
does
you
that
have
mean?
you have the tome of information on our,
Ah, yes.
special news item.
Yes. Well, that's coming up later, right? Or are we doing that right now?
Well, should we get into the news, Chris?
What?
What's up?
Let's
gonna
do the news first, and then get this gross guy out of the camera. He's gonna break it.
What is he saying? Who's he talking to?
I'm talking to you.
Where
You're
is
gonna
he? Why
break the
can't I hear
camera.
him, but I can't see him? What
You're gonna
part
break
of
the You're gonna
what part
break
of
the
room
camera.
is he
There's not enough Wi-Fi to
He's in the
handle
annex.
this.
This place has a lot of wires.
Don't touch him.
Ooh.
Keith, should we do some news of the weekend?
Yeah, you do some news. I'll do some redecorating.
All right.
Gotta get your set up here. Talk about the news.
Guys, some quick news this weekend. Sony has apologized for leaking some Grand Theft Auto 5 information.
We're sorry to give you a bonus.
Yeah. So some of these assets for Grand Theft Auto 5
Whoa.
were leaked. I think it was the intro theme here and some other things from the game. So
Justine is getting her own game. Is that what I'm seeing?
that's what it looks like, huh?
This is the Sony Bikini Edition is getting its own game.
So at this point, you know.
What did they leak? I didn't read this one.
Yeah, it's the.
Their pants when they saw that JPEG of that blonde woman.
They leaked the assets folder to people who had pre-ordered the game.
Yeah, it's like the main theme.
The heck does that mean?
Oh.
The main theme for the game and the title screen, and then like the track list for all the radio stations.
So really,
okay.
so really,
So
so
now-
really, so really, nothing important.
Wow.
Yeah,
Just
nobody-
so they
nobody
could get
cares.
in the media and then people would talk about the game. It's like we loaded the credits.
It's not like this game isn't going to get news, though.
Yeah.
But everyone
Have you ever
thinks
played
so.
Grand Theft Auto?
Duh. Top-down view.
Yeah.
Shoot 'em up style.
First one, yeah,
Duh.
1 and 2. Yep.
Duh, guys.
I don't mess around.
What'd you play it on?
On Super Nintendo.
Challenging his game knowledge.
Super Nintendo, come on.
Stupid
Are you
Nintendo.
sure?
Stupid Nintendo.
I don't remember.
yeah,
It was
I only-
PlayStation 1 or something. It was great. That's
Yeah,
all I
It
remember.
was PS1. I remember it on PC, but.
I don't
Yeah,
remember what
If it
came
wasn't
on.
on Genesis, it's cloudy in my mind.
I
I should
wasn't
point
a
out
huge fan.
GTA 5 has gone gold, so.
What does that mean?
It means that they've finalized the image for the disc and it's been sent off to the distribution facility. So they're gonna make all the they're gonna make.
Oh, they have the
DVDs.
gold master.
Right. So
Oh, okay.
it's pretty much finalized, and now if they need to change anything, they're gonna have to patch.
Thanks
it
to
or do
Xbox,
whatever.
that sounds like something else. It's like,
Yeah.
we have it on gold. There he goes.
So just be
Wait,
plugged in.
Don't
Oh,
mess
those
around
are,
with that. Yeah, get him, Josh. Get rid of it. Knock that guy over.
Wait,
Better.
I'm recovering from a broken heel.
And
You
shouldn't
are
be
a
cli-
heel.
You shouldn't be climbing all
I am
over
a
the
heel,
furniture.
and I'm broken.
Moving on.
Yeah. Why don't we move on to the next news item here?
Do you ever watch TV, Keith?
No.
I don't
No.
know too much about this one.
Have you ever
we
seen-
talked about this on one of our past episodes.
This
Have you ever-
is. Jeez.
Easy.
You're not a real, fan of nerddom.
Of the TVs.
Of the nerddom.
Tele-
Unless you know about
televised
Firefly.
vision.
The Fireflies.
televised
or the
vision.
Serenities.
So you don't
Are
watch
you talking
TV.
about Nathan Fillion television?
Nathan Fillion
Yes, you
television.
bet.
Sorry about the mic
Telefillion?
noise.
Telephilian.
Well, he's coming back. Nathan Fillion, they're turning him into a comic book.
That's cool.
Well,
Something he's always wanted.
they've
Pretty sure they've already done that.
They've already had Firefly comic books. Now
I'm
it's just
sure,
getting
yeah.
a regular series.
Look at that giant space wiener.
Now, I
Nathan
want to point out
Fillion pilots the penis.
one of the first
space.
comments in here. Some jackass came into the comments and said, "Oh, so are they going to get the original cast back for this?" Well, guess what? Then they had to explain that Dark
Wait.
Horse is a comic book publisher.
Wait, the
and,
cast for a book?
yeah.
Oh, this is a comic. This is a comment
How do you
from
get a
somebody.
cast?
They didn't
Well,
understand
the
that.
Oh, I think it was a cartoon or
The comment
something.
was not very well informed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We should find out his address and take away his favorite game.
Sounds
do
like
that
a
with
real
all these-
punishment.
Sounds, yeah,
Boom, boom.
that sounds like that sounds like appropriate punishment.
Don't want to hurt him too bad. Just want to hurt his, his joy levels a little bit.
Find that guy.
I don't
we'll
know what
send you
to-
to his house.
I don't know what to think about this. If they're gonna redo it as a comic, that's fine. But I'm
Right.
having trouble getting excited about it.
I read the other comics and they weren't that good.
No,
So,
they,
yeah,
they're
So
not
what-
as they're not as good as the show or
The
the movie.
only comics worth reading are Golden Boy.
okay.
All right.
That's true.
Moving on.
That's
Is it
true.
the
That's
same
very-
as the Japanese ones?
Yes. Oh man, horny
dirty.
comics. Ah. But they're
so
like
dirty.
PG style horny.
What about
I'm not
what about
familiar
that?
with these,
what about that
actually.
anime show?
They're awesome. Yeah, the anime show. It's also
That
a
anime-
manga.
Now, what about that anime show that Seth watches that Shepard watches all the time?
That's what I'm
the one
talking
with
about.
the vampire one with the girl,
Oh,
with all the girls. with the-
Rosario.
Rosario.
You guys
Vampire.
always talk
Rosario
about
Vampire.
that.
Oh,
That's-
Rosario Vampire.
Rosario
Wow.
Vampire
Hubba.
is too nasty.
It's not nasty. It's good, clean fun.
It's good, clean
Perfect.
fun.
Yeah.
It's good, clean
All
fun.
right.
Subservient women who have no
Oh,
personality
man.
beyond loving
She
their
has a
skinny
personality, she's a
Japanese
vampire.
boy.
She's in love with the guy.
It's just sensual freestyle.
And
hand
let me
movements.
rub myself on you all the time.
Oh,
Come on.
It's
It's
fun.
terrible.
You gotta watch it. If you like video games, you're gonna like this.
Rosario
It involves
Vampire.
women. Something video game
Rosario-
players like.
All
Gotta
right, you
watch
ready
it.
for the next
Rosario
news?
Vampire.
item?
News
Yeah.
number 3.
Hit me.
Now, this is a game I never played. I wanted to, but I never played it. So.
Well, we touched on this a while back. The Shadows of the Eternal, the spiritual successor to Eternal Darkness, which was a cult hit on the GameCube. Their Kickstarter has failed, maybe for the second time in a row now. But I know
Maybe.
what?
Maybe
Yeah.
failed.
Thanks,
Oh, yeah.
a,
Well, it
thanks a
did
lot.
fail.
Thanks a lot, Dennis.
Wasn't that game?
Dennis.
Dennis. Who's Dennis?
This was their second crack at this, and it failed again. So they were looking for $750,000, and they were only able to get about $324,000.
It's because the what's his name, Dennis Dynak or whatever. He's the biggest
Dyack,
sleaze.
yeah.
He's the biggest sleazeball in the video game industry.
Oh, yeah,
He told
he's
he
been-
told the company that he was making an X-Men game, but he's using the money to make a tech demo for Eternal Darkness 2, so they shut him down and sued him.
We should have him as a guest on GameSlean.
He should make games with Phil Fish.
Yeah.
They
should
can just
team up.
cause a
Yeah.
they can call their game called
should-
Absolute Disaster.
Yeah, Phil Fish and
Yeah.
Dyack should team up and create something.
I think
Yeah,
one of the best things that I read about Dennis was that he has 2 degrees. He has one in like computer engineering, and the other one is like a gym teacher degree.
Are you
so he's
serious?
like a gym teacher that makes video games.
He
And
has
like I guess
physical fitness.
yeah, and I guess he runs he runs his companies like he's running a high school football team or something. Like I read all these ridiculous stories about him.
Yeah, well, their last Too Human was a complete failure, and he's been run off of NeoGAF, and everybody over there hates him. It's he's very outspoken, but it's the type of thing. This game did look cool. It would have been cool to have a sequel to or a spiritual successor to Eternal Darkness, but too bad nobody was willing. Or not enough people were willing to put some cash.
They
down
got
to
a
get
good
that.
amount of
So
money.
They
I
did.
mean,
And
Yeah.
they had David
Almost
Hayter
everything
voicing
done.
the main person too, and like they still couldn't get the money.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hey, yo, Tomb.
What?
What's up, man? Hey, I'm just hanging over here with my sleeves bags. And I was wondering if you could tell me.
yeah.
Sorry, I have a new personality. Every story, I get a new personality. I'm hanging tough right now. I'm
Hanging tough
beef
like Dennis.
Apicary. I got beef with everybody.
Yeah.
What was that game? Came out on 360 recently with the pig and the girl, and it looked just like.
Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah, that was the sequel, right?
No,
Or
Beyond
did
Good
it
and Evil.
reboot it on that system?
the pig
It was
Beyond
an
Good and
HD
Evil. Beyond-
remake.
that was
Oh, I
like,
thought that was that sequel.
and that came out 4 years ago.
No, it
or
was like a
something.
year ago.
It came out like 5 years ago.
No,
Nah.
the remake.
Beyond Good and Evil was like 2004.
No, I'm
Yeah.
talking about that game. It was like Far Cry. They were in the desert. It was like Mad Max style, and there was a pig.
That you're talking about
Enslaved.
Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh, Enslaved maybe?
Maybe, I don't know. It was a
That was a
first-person
P-
shooter.
that-
It like
but
recently
that was
came
a
out.
PS3
Oh yeah, where you
game.
play as monkey and you've got the staff, whatever. What's that thing called?
Enslaved was just a human
stick.
guy on a post-apocalyptic Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
He's
was
got his
just like
female
it was like
companion,
it was like tribal Uncharted, future apocalypse, and you
Yeah.
climbed.
Wait,
the
wait,
rock.
wait, why don't we ask the chat room? Chat room, do you know what Keith is talking about?
It sounds like
There's more than 10 of you.
It was, and there was a trailer for E3 2 years ago for it, and it showed the pig sitting out in the sun, and like a fly landed on him, and the girl was sitting on the hood of a car.
Yeah, that's Beyond Good and Evil too. That trailer.
Yeah, you're thinking
yeah.
about Beyond Good and Evil.
But they
Yeah.
never made
But
it.
it was a sequel.
It was.
They're
You're right.
big-
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
big-
I
they're
remember
big.
seeing it.
Okay,
and it never came
yeah,
out.
that was several years ago at E3, and then they never said anything else about it.
Okay.
Because the
It's still coming.
the creator Michelle Ansel, he's been working on Raymond games.
The
Oh,
director,
yeah.
the director of Please Be Kind, Rewind.
I'm playing Origins right now.
That's Michael Gondry.
Michelle Gondry.
Never.
He's French, probably.
He's French, I bet.
Get so close. I don't like you that much.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, do you want to?
So here's one for you.
Yeah.
Comfortably close to
We've got
that.
one last news item here to talk about on our special edition of GameSlean Weekend Edition.
Streets of.
There it is. Yep.
What?
So guys, the iOS release of Streets of Rage 2,
Yeah.
they used a pirated ROM.
Tight.
Mr.
Look-
I like
look-
illegal activity.
Look closely at the bottom of the title screen there.
Mr.
Sega
A.
Genesis.
Mr. A.
Eat an apple.
Mr. Awesome.
Yeah.
Apple.
Oh man,
Hyper guy.
Pipe. Yeah, knife.
it's got,
them.
that is the best one.
And
but
if
anyways.
all else fails, grand upper.
I think this is funny, and my
Stop
theory
saying
is
that.
Released by
me.
Mr. A.
my theory on this is that somebody made the application for iOS, some guy who makes iOS stuff, because
Yeah.
Sega wasn't bothering, and he's like, all right, and he just used the ROM,
Instead of bugging them for the source code.
right, and then they're like, sure, whatever, and they just put it out. You know, it's licensed
Sure,
by them.
That's
He gets a
hilarious,
penny.
though.
He gets a penny every time it comes up.
Well,
Josh,
But
you're forgetting.
technically, this means Sega is breaking the law, even though they own it.
By pirating their
They've
own game.
pirated their own game and making a profit off of it
you
illegally.
see, you're all wrong.
There's got to be a
This
loophole
This
somewhere.
is Kent Apicary. I'm a leading news anchor. This is my new character for this story. And what happened was, Axel was like, man, I'm not getting no residuals for Streets of Rage. Nobody's doing the download anymore. So Axel made a ROM for it, and he put it out, and Sega's like, yeah, cool, whatever, we don't care.
He's
And
Mr. First Name.
That's why, because his nemesis is Mr. X. So he went with Mr. A for Axel, and he's getting all this money. Then he's gonna put that money, kind of like a Kickstarter. That's
What was
everyone did
Axel's
now.
last name?
I don't know.
Foley.
So wouldn't
What's Axel? That was Axel Foley.
No, hey, his name was Stone,
it was.
Axel Stone.
Foley.
Aged-
And he's gonna get all his money. He's gonna put his team back together again. He's gonna take down Mr. X.
Well, that definitely sounds plausible. I mean,
Yeah.
That hurt my throat so
The
bad.
actual.
His
the
name's
actual
Axel
game
Stone.
character.
Yeah, he's the worst character.
Axel?
I
no,
like Axel.
Oh my God! No, you did not. I
what-
can't believe it. Who said Axel's the worst? Oh, keepers, I'm not that strong.
Yeah, Xander, are you high right now?
Who said that?
Nick said that.
Xander said that?
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Wait a minute on me.
Axel is tight.
This is bad.
Axel is not the worst character. Max is the worst character because he has no mobility. And he looks like a jackass.
Yeah,
I don't
just
know.
to-
The
I think-
only one that's good, basically,
Dude,
Axel
I
is
play
the best
him.
because he's like a beefed up version of Cody from Final Fight, and he's like, all right, we did this right. Max is just like a fat version of Hagar.
Axel's all right. It's all about Blaze and Street
Blaze
Rage
is
2.
freaking
Come on.
tight because
No,
he can
what
pause
about
the screen and see up her skirt. So
Yeah,
she wins
Chris.
hands down.
Chris, what about Skate? I always choose
gets
Skate.
Skate.
He always plays Skate.
Get at it.
That's what Seth always played as, and he's the worst
You can't
character.
hate Skate because then if you do, you're racist. So you gotta be like, yeah,
No.
I like Skate, but you
No.
never use him. You just say you like him.
No, by you that was racist.
Oh crap! That sounded pretty racist. No, but like Skate's kind of crappy. But Axel's the best. He's got freaking grand upper.
Yeah, but breakdance the guy.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You can breakdance a guy to
Breakdance
death.
the
That's
guy.
true.
I'm gonna go as Axel for Halloween this year.
No, the best
Easiest
character.
costume there is.
Best character.
Super tight white T-shirt tucked in.
Basically, Zach Pete.
Zach Pete
no.
with tight
The
jeans.
best character is
Push and
whoever's
push.
holding the pipe. Because the pipe wins.
Pipe a guy.
Knife a guy.
Piping people is the best part of
Knifing
that
a guy
game.
is probably the hardest
Pipe
thing to
him.
do in
so
that
hard.
game.
I can't remember how to pipe a guy. To knife a guy.
Well, in
I
that
used to
other
knife it
game,
all the
what
time.
was that? What was
And
that?
here's another
Hey,
thing.
the show wants you to show you what you do with some Axel moves, if you can do so.
Can
Yeah,
you do
great
grand
idea.
upper?
I could do.
You had to say that.
I could do grand up R.
Wait, Nathan. All right, Keith, I should say. Keith, the chat room also wants you to mush and push a guy.
No, thank you. I don't. Well, there's two meetings.
It's probably just Sergeant Ski that said that, right?
He was
Yeah.
saying that a ton last week.
Yeah.
I was in the chat room before, and I couldn't get the show
Created
to
another disaster.
start.
There's two meetings to mush and push. One of them I will not mention, and one of them is when you're on the toilet and it's just free flowing and you're just mushing and pushing.
Ben did that today.
It's awesome. It's like the
All right,
the
great.
ride of your life. But the other one I can't mention it because it happens after you're watching Rosario Vampire, what you would like to do while watching Rosario Vampire.
All right, well, in
Anyway,
that case,
I'll do a grand upper,
let's see a grand upper.
but I can't go to the sky cam. I can't walk really. I can kind of just do this because I broke my foot at SGC.
Do double
But,
forward.
I can do a grand upper. Grand upper! But I want to do like breakdance a guy. Here, I'll breakdance a guy.
No, don't break dance a guy.
It's
You're
a
too
bad
close
idea.
to the
Careful.
sensitive equipment. If the stream dies and the show doesn't show up after this, we all know why.
Skate goes like this.
You'll have
We
more
don't know
bills.
what's gonna happen.
You have more bills.
some key.
Wow, beautiful.
I like how he actually said
Somebody
it
better
right.
make
There you
this
go.
into a GIF.
There you go, chat room.
Yeah,
Yes,
chat
that would
room,
be awesome.
Chat room, chat room, please make
Drain the tank.
All right. Oh,
Now, when I
careful.
bought
That's the
that
bad
coffee
leg.
table, I hoped something like that would happen.
No, you did not. You better not have spent too much money. on it.
That's why you bought it.
This is Blaze's finishing move in my dreams.
No.
Grand down, down. Grand down, down.
All right, that's gross. Ow. You landed on your foot.
I landed on my one good foot, which is on its way out.
All right. What else?
That's one other thing we wanted to mention. Final Fantasy 14 online launched this weekend.
Oh, it did?
And it's officially a piece of garbage.
Unfortunately, second time was not a charm.
What
For
happened?
Final Fantasy 14: A Realm Reborn. Tom and I actually had a chance to see this at E3, and it looked awesome. But it was just Problem City over the weekend for the people that tried to jump on. Nobody could get past the title screen after.
Problem City, population none.
Yeah. What does this say here?
I'm reading it.
I can't see that far.
None of us read the article before the show.
Well, no, apparently they released. It's buggy. They're making some patches, and then it should be okay. But it released, and it was kind of buggy.
Wasn't the
So-
That's what
first
happened the
online
first time.
version terrible too?
Well,
Just Final Fantasy Online was
never-
really bad.
The
I
first
guess?
online one was 11, and I don't recall anything like serious with that one. But this one, they've actually had to relaunch this now. This is the second time around for this game, and it's still just they can't. I don't know. I feel bad for them because this is their second time going with this thing.
I don't know
No,
why.
it says that they're whatever's wrong with it, they're fixing it apparently.
I'm sure they
Okay.
will. I'm sure they will.
And just so you guys know, Sergeant Ski and I are starting the Mush and Push Guild.
Yeah,
And he's
I
being-
noticed that
and
during the
he-
pre-show.
and he's
On
he's
Final
act-
Fantasy 14.
and his-
Unbelievable.
his-
So this sort of
You should have
reminds
seen that coming.
This sort of reminds me of if anybody else watches anime. If you ever seen Sword Art Online?
Yeah, the worst anime ever made.
What's
Oh,
Keith-
shut up! I like that one. It was a little cheesy.
There's too damn many of them. You can't.
Oh, no, Keith's chugging the
only one I've ever
gigabytes.
watched is Samurai Shampoo, or however the hell you say
Oh, that's
that.
very American.
Yeah.
I don't like that one that much.
Dude, I don't know.
No, I liked Sword Art Online. It was a little hokey and a little cheesy,
Yeah, a little.
but it was
Yeah.
it was interesting. I wanted to see him get the guy, and the bad guy was terrible at the end. I really wanted him to die. But this is what's happening in Final Fantasy Online. They're all stuck inside their VR helmets.
Do you want to try? Actually, let's try this. Try playing that video for everybody, because this YouTube person had a good take on trying to get the game to work. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, just play the video inside the browser.
This ought to be good.
Yeah.
Just don't
It'll crash and burn,
Keith
or
do
it'll
that.
give us an idea. We had to look at this earlier before we started. This was pretty funny. So check this out.
Hello, welcome to my Let's Play Final Fantasy exhibit.
This guy sounds like he's
Who is
related.
this?
He sounds like he's
Alright,
related
so
to you,
let's
Keith.
get started. As you can see, I've already named my waifu
Yeah,
is Cat.
This guy's
Already
got-
named his
Tail.
wife.
Okay, so let's
This guy's a genius.
This guy's got some problems.
Oh.
Look at that error.
Hello, welcome to my Let's Play
Final
of Final Fantasy exhibit. Alright,
This is his
He's
version.
doing
of
a Let's Play of Final Fantasy?
I'm out.
That's gonna be like a month long.
No, this is the online.
Hello, welcome
Oh.
to Let's Play.
So that's all it does.
Hello, welcome to my Let's Play.
It just goes back.
Wait, is he like messing up or is
No,
he?
No,
the
this is the
server's
game.
not letting him in.
This is what the game
Yeah,
does.
awesome. This is
Alright.
my style. I like that.
Here we go. This is gonna be it. Oh. Wait, I got it.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah,
So you get the idea.
This almost seems fake.
yeah.
No, I
feel
know,
you.
It's
but
like
that's
it's like, I want to be the guy. Even the start menu kills you.
Is this really popular? Because I wouldn't doubt if it was like
God
it was very it was
Fake.
anticipated pretty
because
highly.
Let's Plays are
damn it.
huge right now.
God. God damn it.
What is he doing?
Can't get in.
This is the hardest game ever. What the
So-
fuck? I can't
so
even
yeah,
get
so you-
past
so
the
you get
start
the idea.
screen.
Video
Unfortunately,
game players don't really talk
This is
like
the
that.
this is the current state of this game, unfortunately.
it's-
So
That's funny.
you're right though. They'll patch it up and
Yeah,
they'll get it
it's
to
probably
work.
just
but,
some gateway
a,
thing.
a shaky launch for.
Yeah. That's a shame.
There you go.
And it's
Where is
unfortunate
the
too
sky
because
cam?
I've been up there,
Sky
up in the
cam.
sky.
I like that.
It's a shame because
Shaky start, you said? Ooh.
I feel like
The Rumble Pack edition of GameSlean.
It's an earthquake.
Game
it's
sleeves.
Square and Enix. I feel like their Final Fantasy everything has been sort of. It's like maybe people don't care anymore. You know, it looked awesome though. I watched the trailers for that during E3 and I was like, oh, I actually think I'd like this one You know, the graphics look good, and I
For 14 or
14.
or 15.
14.
15 looks
Yeah.
awesome.
'Cause I was gonna
15
say
looks tight.
15 looks like
15
12
is
to
gonna
me.
be awesome.
I'm in love with
reminds
what's
me
her
of
name, the
12.
blonde
15
girl.
is also
Lightning?
it's being made
Oh,
by the
Lightning's
same guy
not
who did
in this
Kingdom
one.
Hearts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's in 15.
Yeah.
she's not.
And I think it's playing the same way as well.
Tomb, what's the one that I like?
You like Lightning Returns.
Oh!
Oh yeah, she looks like Leo Horrigan.
I was gonna say.
No.
13 and
Nobody looks
13
like
too,
Lightning
I think, didn't get the response that they were looking for. A lot of people weren't
Did they
really happy
fix
with them.
the new one?
Which
Wait, which one are you talking about?
the most recent ones, 13 and 13-2, the most recent mainline
I
ones.
completely skipped them.
Yeah,
I
a lot of
played
people were
13.
not happy.
They're
with them,
okay.
and that's,
I played 13 and I hated it, and I kept getting stuck, and you had to fight that one guy. And I'm like,
Everybody said it was too linear.
it was really linear, and I was like, I wish I could gone leveled up and then come back to the guy. I got to this one character, and I just kept dying. I couldn't. I'm like, this game stinks.
The problem
it was
with
really
Final
annoying.
Fantasy games is guys got
So
no
then they
pipes.
made a version 2, and I'm like,
That's true.
I'm not gonna play that one because
Yeah,
the first one
right.
didn't go very well. And then so now this one looks more. You said it's in Rabanastre, right? Is that what? Because there
Which one?
looked like there were judges in this new one coming out.
14 online,
15.
15.
Oh, my brain scrambled.
Yeah,
So many
right?
numbers.
Too much.
So many
We're-
fantasies.
No, we're confusing ourselves. I don't think so. 15 is a new mainline title. I don't think because
Oh.
if it were 12, like judges and stuff would be the tactics team.
Can
So, and
anyone
they haven't done
answer-
one since 12.
That's what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
looked like it was 12.
No, it's Tetsuya Nomura has been the character designer since Final Fantasy VII. He directed Kingdom Hearts and he's directing 15. So that's
Okay.
where the direction is now.
People need to
Philip.
stop worrying about
Sir
Kingdom
Philippi.
Hearts.
Yes.
Can you answer me a question about the Final Fantasy series?
Sure.
Okay, what the heck about it? Like, the games are all different. There's different characters apparently. Cloud's not in every game, correct?
No.
That's dumb, because he was awesome.
There was a
huge
movie,
sword.
too.
And this is my question. This is about the movie. Every game's kind of fantasy. They all look like Japanese cosplay characters. It's like they're making these games for people to create them as cosplayers. But then the movie comes out, and it's like Oblivion.
The guy
Looks
like Ben
nothing
Affleck.
like Final Fantasy. There's no big swords. There's no spiky hair. There's no
You're talking about
feminine guys.
Spirits Within?
Why the heck
Yeah,
does
the
that
movie
have
was
a Final
oddly
Fantasy title?
disconnected.
It was nothing like a Final Fantasy game. It was so
No,
different.
but it followed familiar themes. That was the whole thing, is that the universe
every
is brought
movie follows
together by all
themes.
those
There's edits,
themes.
there's cuts, there's camera moves. Who cares? You gotta get the spiky hair.
No. The movie had a soundtrack, it had a poster, it had a
I
trailer, it had
wondered that.
everything.
Yeah, see, that's
to
the
give some
theme.
validity to Keith Apicary's ranting and ramblings, I think that's sort of a valid argument because it didn't seem related in any way.
And didn't that movie not
It,
do
it,
well?
it almost
It
reminded
looked
me
awesome. It
more
looked
of
real.
Fantasy Star because it was so tech.
It looked like a Mass
heavy.
Effect.
There was no magic.
From
No,
what
the
I
minute- the
remember, you could say what you want about Sakaguchi, but I believe did he direct that, Tom? I don't remember.
I don't recall, but I do recall that that was Square wanted to start like a whole animation
Yeah,
branch. They opened up an
that's
animation branch specifically for that movie, and because of the movie's
They went out
failure
of
to,
business or something?
because of the movie's failure to do well commercially, they had to close down like a whole branch of Square.
That was what precipitated
Really?
the merger with Enix as well, because they lost so much money on that.
Yeah,
And there was also another movie that was like a sequel to 7, correct?
Yeah, that one was
Yeah,
all right.
Advent
that
Children.
made sense.
Advent
yeah,
Children.
That,
That one
pretty
was
good.
okay.
That
What's
made
the one
complete sense.
where you're in the sky and it's not like Turnstile. It's like something about being in the Chronicles or in the sky or something.
Crystal Chronicles?
That one looks pretty cool.
Crystal Chronicles is an iPad game.
No, that's not it.
No, it's
I
not.
got-
It's not.
I
It
got-
was-
thought
it
Was
was.
it WiiWare?
It was
Crystal
handheld.
Chronicles. No, that was Crystal Chronicles was a GameCube game. I got that for free.
Oh right.
That one looked pretty good.
There were a lot of sidelines.
I don't like
can't remember.
Turnstile RPGs.
They were all everything.
Too long.
Everything is.
And they have no pipes. You need a
that
pipe.
one. That one was not. That was.
Got a whack a guy with a
turn-based.
pipe. Then you got a video game on your hands.
They're
Yeah,
all
I
turn-based.
can't say what happened with that movie though, because it would have been I
I had
believe
this one.
Sakaguchi directed it, so it would have been his first time as a movie director, not a game director.
Yeah.
So I mean, I thought the film succeeded on certain things.
I thought it succeeded
Well,
in
the
tricking me and
animation was
thinking they were
great.
actors. I actually thought those were real people. That guy's pores were so filthy.
remember
I was like,
that-
that's real.
Do you remember
could
the
see
hair
old guys-
effects? The hair was awesome.
They
I
did
don't- I
a
just
really
really,
good
like,
job.
I did
on
not
the,
think it
on
was
the, on
animated.
the animation in that movie.
I actually really like that movie.
Shut up!
I thought it was good.
It was a little bit like.
Yeah, well,
it was a little bit like.
That's pretty cool. I like it. That
What's
changed
his
my
name?
mind.
Riddick too.
Yeah, because it's in space. It's
Remember
like
in
Mars or
Chronicles of
something.
Riddick, the one where when those ships come down, and it sort of reminded me of that. Wasn't there some sort of large needle-shaped?
What, the necromongers?
Yeah, remember how they came down in those big pillars, and there was a big something polluting the planet that was like that too, wasn't it? And they were
Probably.
ghosts. They're sort of like
It's been
ghosts.
so long.
They're
Sounds
sort of like
you're
ghosts, and
talking
the
about
necromongers were. Anyway,
Spaceship makes amphibian flies.
I'm digressing.
It's always
but I
wiener shaped
digress.
things in outer space.
I did think that the lead character in that looked a lot like Ben Affleck, which was really disconcerting. Why do they look so much like other actual people? You know what I mean? But
We've been talking
anyway,
a lot
Yeah.
about Ben Affleck lately.
I have.
No.
No.
Just
The universe has.
Well, I heard that.
Considering the internet-
Oh, because he's playing Batman.
Considering the
yeah.
internet,
I'm
yeah,
very
considering the
upset
internet
about that.
imploded after that announcement.
Yeah.
I'm very upset about that.
AOL went out of business.
Yeah, but I mean,
Exactly.
it's,
You
it's
guys,
not.
you get a new subscription.
Yeah.
He's
Net
not-
zero.
he-
I'm
it's
coming
not-
back.
It's not a Batman movie. It's a Superman movie. So I mean,
Was
it
it
could.
Batman?
Oh,
I
that's
don't.
true.
I mean, I don't think there's been worse Batman. So I mean, I think people need to give him at least the benefit of the doubt that it might be okay. He's not a bad actor.
I have this
He's
feeling
no
that
Matt
He
Damon.
was good in that new movie he did where he had facial bangs. What the heck was that movie?
Argo?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like bangs on his face. It was pretty cool.
He had a beard.
There was a
Beard,
funny
that's what it's
comment
called,
I read.
beard.
Somebody on Twitter said that they'd feel better if Affleck were directing and the guy who's directing were playing Batman. Right?
That's funny.
Probably. Well, he did Daredevil.
Ben
That
Affleck.
Daredevil-
one wasn't very good.
No.
Daredevil
It
wasn't
wasn't bad,
good,
but it wasn't
yeah.
good. And Elektra was pretty bad.
I like that Tomb looks like he's
That's how they met,
coming
too.
to us from
Um,
Corey Feldman's camera in Double Switch in the basement.
Yeah.
I actually am.
Corey
Hey,
Haim.
do you want to get out of this basement, kid? I'll tell you how to get through all the traps. Just
You
let
gotta
me
whisper.
act. All right, hey, I'm in the basement right now. I'm wearing. If I had a winter cap on, I'd look more like him. But hey, I'll teach you how to get through all the traps. All you gotta do is cut into the room with the guy playing the guitar, and then you'll be fine.
Hey, just tell me what room Blondie's in and I'll help you out.
That's camera number 7.
Oh, dang. What's
We're
up
actually-
with the news?
so that's all the news.
Yeah, well, we have one more thing actually. So Final Fantasy
Oh,
14, kind of shaky again. They'll fix
that's all
it.
on my list.
Hopefully, we'll see that. Somebody in the thread or somebody in the chat rather said that the game officially launches next week. So I'm not too sure about that. MMOs aren't really my speed, but we'll watch it. And we'll see how they do. Going forward.
Stay tuned for this.
Do you want to talk about? There you go. So
There
You
it
need to
is.
get a new joke.
One of the
Not a
most
joke. That's a lifestyle.
One of the most respected game designers and directors of all time, Hideo Kojima, turned 50 was it this weekend?
Saturday!
Saturday.
Saturday.
So on Saturday, he turned 50.
Saturday.
So should we just take a moment to quickly talk about two of
Retro Day.
our favorite Kojima games? They may be lesser known titles, but what do we have? Snatcher.
Snatcher.
Yes.
Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2.
Show some of our footage here so we can
Which one?
So we can all enjoy.
the Snatcher footage.
Let's do some Snatcher.
So here we go.
Neo Kobe Times.
I remember.
2044.
I mean.
Blade
I
Runner
remember
2.
telling you guys about how awesome this game is.
This
but
game
we,
is
we Can all,
awesome.
we can all agree.
And
that
I was
this is
watching
one-
this
yeah.
footage earlier today to kind of remind myself because
Well,
I
yeah,
haven't played it in a while. And
So
I only
good.
played it for the first time a few years ago as I didn't have a Sega
Look,
CD when it came
That's
out.
what they did with my foot.
Yeah, right.
Craig and the Screwtack crew who took over the hospital.
And I was watching this beginning and I was like, this game is awesome. And I totally want to play it again.
Is that what happened at SGC? I heard you saying Craig backwards is really random Hajeel.
Yes.
That's right.
It's true. Then he turns me into an android.
Yeah.
But anyway,
And then it turns out that I'm really the son of Gillian Seed.
that's terrible for him.
Oh, poor
Yeah.
guy.
Poor Gillian Seed.
It's true, I am. And then I had some Neo Kobe pizza, and it was awesome.
Jillian. Jillian is a woman's name.
You're going to have the soup.
I don't want the soup. I want the pizza. I don't like soup. Soup's gross. Soup is thin flavored water. It's so disgusting. I hate soup.
Well, wasn't that what it was? The Neo Kobe pizza had soup in it, didn't it?
I don't know. It's pizza.
I forget.
Let's talk about the turbo cycle.
Yes, we're in the turbo cycle.
Turbo Cycle, which is a car, not cycling in any way, shape, or
It's not
form.
even a car. It flies.
I just like
car,
the fact that there's
Turbo
Metal Gear in
wings
there.
box.
Metal Gear's first
looks like,
iteration.
Yeah, he looks like the little Metal Gear and Metal Gear. What is it? Metal Gear Mark IV.
And when I was playing that,
a little tiny thing.
The new Metal Gear was Metal Gear 3. Was it Sons of the Patriot? 4. Sons of the Patriot. I was like, it's Metal Gear! It's the real Metal Gear! I was like really excited about that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome fan service.
Yeah. This game just rules in every way. Even though it's it's sort of not really point and click.
It's a point and click with random shooting
This
sequences.
warehouse, that level, you have to like shoot a bunch of guys, right? Yeah, this one, I was actually a little bit frightened while playing this because I was like, oh, jeepers, they're coming after me. No, you're sneaking in, you go in and you're investigating.
What
right?
is the deal though with Hideo Kojima? He's 50 years old now. Why
He's 50.
So he made this awesome game.
He made
a couple other awesome games, but
he
then
made this
he
when he was in
went
his
all
20s,
like
right?
super U.S. political government obsession with Metal Gear.
Got me. I don't know.
I mean, I think he's kind of just obsessed with that like cyberpunky like government like conspiracy like there's always like a bigger war being fought. Like he's just really into that
But
like
he lost
whole
the whole cyberpunk
talent.
thing with Metal Gear. That's just kind of
But
like
yeah, but
espionage, isn't
I mean,
it?
but I mean, Metal Gear is still kept with like familiar themes of like other stuff that he's done. Like it's kind of like there's proxy wars being fought, and he needs to like figure it out. And Snake's really like doesn't want to be a pawn of the government anymore, and like all that kind of. He's always had familiar themes like going through all of his work.
And I guess cyberpunk stuff died out in the 90s, and that was futuristic then, and now it wouldn't be futuristic anymore, I guess.
Well, now they're making the new Shadow, whatever that is.
I haven't watched in 15 years.
Shadow
Oh,
what?
here we go.
Wait, what's that? What's that series that they just brought back?
Baby.
The cyberpunk game they just brought back, Josh.
Shadowrun.
Yeah, Shadowrun. They just brought Shadowrun back. So I mean, they could bring Snatcher back. Like
oh
I mean,
my God, this
I
game
think-
would. I feel like this game would do so well, but you know, this is gonna come up in the review that we do in a little while. That maybe it won't because it's too old. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not like.
Okay, Keith is waiting.
did
Don't
you-
worry, it's coming.
Did you?
Come on.
Did you guys play the Space Invaders?
So you got
Remake,
16-bit power
The
layers
new.
out there.
It's awesome. They did a really good job with that game.
and the Pac-Man remake is really cool too.
Well, there was a few
The one
Pac-Man
that came out like
remakes.
2 years ago?
There was
Yeah, that's really good too.
There was
That was
Championship
cool.
Edition, which came out a while ago,
Yeah, that
like in
was
the
crazy.
90s. And that was a really good one as well.
You guys gotta play the Pac-Man air hockey. It's insane. You're playing air hockey. Oh, hang on a second.
Yeah, Keith is distracted right now. He can't concentrate.
I need to hear this vision in my eyeballs.
You need
So
to
if
hear
you
this
guys
vision.
aren't, if anybody is not familiar with this game, this was one of Kojima's earlier games, and you can get it. The only U.S. release was on the Sega CD.
Right.
Which is worth it.
Yes, absolutely. It also
It's
came-
actually worth it to get a Sega CD, put
And
it
play the
together,
game.
make it work, and find an old CRT television to run it
Model
on.
1 is the only acceptable Sega CD in my opinion.
Right. Well, if you can find one that
Or
works.
what
Yeah.
you can do, is the way that we all played it is
PSP.
download an illegal ROM and play it on your PSP.
Yeah.
No, I
great.
never
Tell
downloaded
people
an
to do
illegal
that.
ROM. I ported my ISO
And just mailed a check to Sega.
over while keeping the disc in my library archived.
Ah,
It's a
yeah,
backup.
right.
That's how you do
yeah,
it.
right, says the Tom.
Yeah. So you just have to have a big storage container somewhere with everything.
If you'd like to learn more about Snatcher, check out TalkingClassics.webs.com, wherever the heck it is, and watch the Talking Classics Snatcher
Do you still
episode.
have that fantastic website?
Yeah, Luke
Designed by
Margoni
Luke
runs it for me.
Margoni.
Oh, good.
That website is awesome.
Yeah, he updates it like once a year.
Once
Yeah,
every
it's-
He
decade.
started in '94.
It's very similar to the GameSlean.tv website.
Yes, check that out as well if you.
Also programmed by Luke Margoni.
If you like vintage production quality,
So what else can we say about this game? Here's one of the shooting sequences here.
This
I get
this game, it incorporated a lot
I got
of
real good at this.
good fast-paced action in a game that would not normally have had
A
fast-paced
game
action.
where you're limited to a D-pad.
Sure.
Right, you're limited to a D-pad.
This crap
that was
gets-
very astute,
Yeah,
Mr.
this
Apicary.
crap
I
gets
played
quick.
the
You're right.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard, and especially the end.
But
I
you
got
get
all the
good
way to the
at
last
these
guys at the end.
sequences
It's
after
bloody
a
hard.
while.
I had to have Tom beat one of these parts for me.
This one,
I've never
That's
played
very
this.
true.
I've never played this with the Justifier, but you can do that. Am I right?
Yeah, you can.
Right. but I don't know if it.
But
Those light
Justifier
guns never worked
Is
right.
it possible to get past any of these using the Justifier?
You have to be like on the screen.
Yeah.
You know?
It's much easier to play this with the analog stick that's on a PSP. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It
even
is
the
true.
D-pad is real accurate. You say up, over, down, left. You know, it's like you can really
The
dial it in.
and on top of it, it's not boring. You'd expect to kind of get sick of it after a little while, having to go
That's the
through
most fun
text
part, the
over and
shooting.
over and over. That is the most exciting part. But going through the different choices and sort of figuring it out, I had a hard time with this scene coming up when they get into the warehouse and find the partner. Trying to figure out where that next step was and when to go back. I got a little bit hung up there.
Yeah.
So a couple times it can be a little bit confusing. It's like, did I do all the things I'm supposed to do? Because it doesn't indicate in any way if there was a hint system. But you know, they were limited back then to how much data they could put on a disc.
Sure.
But for a text-based game where you're reading a lot, it uses a lot of voiceover acting, which was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
You know, when did it come out? 92? 93?
Yeah, like
Yeah, it
92,
was early
93,
90s,
somewhere
yeah.
like that.
I mean, I wish I had known about it back then, because I would have thought this game was the most amazing game ever. And if you can think of it in that sort of context, you realize really how good this game is for the time.
And
If anyone's
Yes.
got Twitch.tv, I'm in the chat room right now.
Keith is live in the chat room. Keith, how would you
Live with
sum
my
up?
fingertips.
Keith, if you could sum up Snatcher in just like a sentence, how would you sum it up?
Yeah. Is this one of your favorite games?
One of my favorite games, yes, definitely. Oh, I love the Sega CD because it was tight and it was futuristic and it blew away all the kilobytes that I had in my household. I would say it's sends trembles through your fingertips and trembles through your emotional boners. You see those 16-bit power legs dancing up on that stage.
The art of the
Excellent.
game is good as well. You know, it's got this really well visualized sort of the style. The Neo Kobe City. It's a complete sort of vision of what that would be. You know, it's got the cyberpunk tech. It's got sort of the futuristic feeling. And it makes you want that to be a real thing. You know what I
definitely,
mean?
yeah,
By having
yeah.
the cohesiveness of the technology that works like in your everyday life. Like they're just walking around their lives, but this is what it's like, and it felt like it was a real thing, like it would be someday the way things might be. It gives you that feeling.
Everything
like,
was very fitting.
yeah, it totally worked. Like everything on every level. Like you know the art direction and the future tech that was in it, and it reminds me sometimes of Ghost in the Shell. Like I really enjoyed Ghost in the Shell for just sort of the city. I guess they were in Tokyo, right? As
Yeah, well,
being
yeah, it was Tokyo after a
visualized in
war.
the future, as a vision of the future, and having it be a very completely visualized sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
So yeah.
It's an awesome game.
So take Blade Runner, take Terminator, make it an anime, and then Hideo Kojima writes something about it, and then that's Snatcher.
Right.
It's awesome.
And then
And it one of my favorites.
the other one that you guys played, and I've never had a chance to play.
Yes. So definitely check out Snatcher.
It's awesome. They should remake it.
It's awesome, and it's not that long either. You can get through
Did you guys
it
hear
in
that?
under
No.
10 hours.
I exhaled through my backside.
We have
Great.
one other Kojima title we're just going to go over real quickly here. Policeknots. Now this one might be a little bit more difficult. This one never had a U.S. release, but
I couldn't get through that game.
You have to be an absolute nerd to get this game.
Yeah,
and,
this
like run it and play it and acquire it.
it took a talented team of guys to actually reverse engineer pieces of the game and then actually translate it for a
Right.
U.S. audience. But a translation patch was provided for this game fairly recently, several years ago. But Policeknots is sort of a spiritual successor to Snatcher. It uses a lot of the same themes. It's styled similarly. You know, Jonathan looks like Gillian a little bit.
Yeah.
And it also takes him.
He basically is him with different colored hair.
Yeah,
It's got characters based on Riggs and Murtaugh.
exactly. Is that Lethal Weapon?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So why don't you run our footage for Policeknots here? We'll take a look at it.
Oh, so no, this used actual anime cutscenes.
Yeah, this was a PlayStation 1 game, so you would
Oh,
have
wasn't
to.
that a Sega CD?
No.
Oh, boring.
They had moved on. There was a Saturn version planned.
And there's
Oh,
3DO
that's
as
cool.
well.
But they abandoned it because they didn't
Nobody
think they were
had
gonna
that.
make any money.
Nobody had the
And
3DO.
I don't know.
version.
You guys might not agree with this, but I actually prefer this one a little bit more to.
You
to
can watch all
Snatcher.
these cutscenes, I think, online. I think people have put them all together.
Yeah. I mean, this game is really crazy. This was designed to be used with the PlayStation mouse, but you can use there's a cursor on the screen
wow.
that you move around, but so you can use the controller. But it was designed to be used so it's really a straight point and click.
And who did the animation on this? Because this was like my favorite time for anime.
Yeah.
Like it's some of my favorite anime
Early
style.
90s.
Yeah.
We cut
It's all
the.
that-
Kind of like
it's all-
Golden
it's all the
Boy.
we could
it's all
cut
the
the intro
manga
credits
style.
out. I'm sure it says, but I don't recall. This game is crazy though. Like it's got Meryl from Metal Gear in it, and it's just more of the same types of stuff that that was done in Snatcher. But
Is it the same exact character, or is it
No,
someone just
it's-
based off of?
No, he just looks similar. and
He didn't keep driving his
does the
car
same,
and ended up
does
in
the same
space.
type of thing. Like he's a cop.
I think that's actually
and-
what happened.
Gilling's
Drove
like,
his
I
car-
got no brakes. And then he ended up in space. He's like, all right, I guess I'm an astronaut now.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's happened to that Buzz guy?
They do look like.
We were
birds.
talking
He's on
about
a
this
diving
earlier,
board, he
but
just kept
the
jumping.
premise for the story is that the majority of the story takes place on a space colony, and right at the beginning of the story here, Jonathan gets frozen in cryo because he's in an EV suit outside the space colony doing some work, and there's a malfunction, so he gets frozen inside this safety ball. And so he floats around in space for 20 or 30 years in cryo sleep, and then he comes
just like
and then he comes
Snatcher.
and then he comes back, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So there's
Oddly
that
enough,
aspect to
just
it,
like
too.
Snatcher.
They're
And
sort of
so-
transported into the future without knowing it. Well, he knows it, but in the old one.
That's what happened to my hair, and I'm waiting for.
It got transported into the
I'm gonna
future.
call,
It got transported into the future.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to get there.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Someday I'll meet it again.
Maybe it just went to the past for the good old days.
Oh yeah, I gotta get back. What I gotta do is I gotta play Snatcher backwards. I gotta put the disc upside down.
It went
Play
back.
it,
It went.
and then
It went
on
back to.
Time
It
War.
went back to Milford.
Back to
Play
Woonsocket.
It could work.
Play
Back to
Time
Woonsocket.
Cop from the end to the beginning.
Oh.
Or just watch it.
In reverse.
With Jean-Claude Van Damme will kick it back onto your scalp.
But just
Like-
remember just remember the lesson that we all learned from Time Cop. The same matter can't occupy the same space.
Oh.
Just remember.
We did
Toon
learn that.
Clarity, the
We-
encyclopedia
we
of
did
80s
learn
and 90s movies.
Yeah.
We
That's-
did learn that.
Tom
didn't we?
has half of the 90s movie catalog tattooed on his thigh.
Important safety tip, Egon.
Oh my god, it never ends.
I'm just gonna keep
Always
voting.
the quiet ones.
Yeah. It's always the quiet
yeah.
ones.
So anyway, back to Policeknots.
So again, very similar to Snatcher. There's shooting sequences. There's a lot of cutscenes, a lot of dialogue. Everything is fully voiced here. So what these guys did was they changed the subtitles. So as you can see, it's English subs, but the original dialogue is still in Japanese. So if you're interested in playing this game,
Oh, cool.
Just be aware with that. Just be aware of that. But yeah, this game, I definitely suggest taking a look at this. When you guys played it, though, how far did you get?
I've never
Did you
played
like-
this
did you-
one.
oh, you
I've
have-
never had a chance to
I
get
played
it.
it for about an hour.
Did you like what you played?
I basically just watched the movie, and then I had to choose
Yeah.
a couple of things.
I remember-
and then I got
remember-
bored.
I remember it being a slow start.
I think it had
So-
a long intro.
Yeah.
I
It
will.
was like 5
Chris,
years ago.
Chris, I will say that I played the game for about the same length of time as Keith, and I did enjoy it. I still need to finish it. I will say that my second favorite Kojima title is probably Metal Gear Solid. So, I mean, I'm more
I think
familiar
that
with
would be
Metal-
the first for most people because these are the more obscure.
Most people probably don't
Yeah.
know about these. I bet you though.
I got that
people
when it
will play
came out.
Snatcher and they'll like it more than Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I played the
that-
first Metal Gear and
yeah.
I was like, okay. Sneaking around.
The first
fun
Metal
and
Gear
all,
on
but, like-
Nintendo?
no, I mean I'm sorry, the PlayStation one.
For
The first
PlayStation
Metal Gear
1.
the
Solid.
first Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid itself.
Yeah.
And then
I never
my
played
favorite-
Nintendo one.
I
And
have
then
to
my-
say that
yeah.
of all of them, it's my favorite one.
Which one?
Metal
Metal
Gear
Gear
Solid?
Solid.
Yeah,
The very
I
first
see.
one.
I didn't
You're
play.
better off just playing Metal Slug, really. You're
Uh,
not playing
I-
Metal Gear.
But we're
just play
talking
Metal Gear.
about
totally-
Birthday
totally
Boy
different game.
Kojima.
Yeah,
We're
but
wishing-
Metal Slug
we're wishing-
trumps
we're wishing
anything
Steve a happy
on
birthday.
anyone's birthday. It's always Metal Slug's birthday because it's the best.
I didn't play the first Metal Gear Solid.
You
when
never
it came,
played
No,
it?
I didn't play it when it came
Oh,
out. I
okay.
played it recently, like 5 or 6 years ago.
Wow.
And the thing that stood out to me was they did a lot of things on the PlayStation 1 that compared to other PS1 games,
Yes.
it's like
Revolutionary.
they just did
They did a
crazy
really
stuff
good
in
job
terms
with
of
the
cut
hardware.
scenes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that game, it was beyond almost any other game at the time. Like, you could play that.
Beyond Good and
You
Evil?
can still play it. There aren't a lot of games that you can go back to and play again and really get as pulled in as you were at the
Like
first
that one.
time. And that one's one of them. And,
Yeah.
and I feel like almost all of his games are that way. Like, I get the same way about Snatcher now. And I never even played it when it
Because
came out.
Snatcher's like a
So it's not a
movie.
nostalgia value. I can actually play Snatcher, and I'm a terrible glutton for graphics and, like, shiny screens. You know, I
It's because-
totally... Like, if the graphics are crappy, it's, like, really hard for me to get
Yeah, I
back
think
into
what
it.
Kojima does well though is like I think he's able to pull you into the atmosphere of the game and really sell it to you.
He got a little
Yeah,
bit
but
you're living
overzealous with the subsequent Metal Gear Solid games where it was just so much
Too much
listen
movie.
to and talking and reading text and I'm like, "Oh, I
Metal
don't care
Gear
anymore."
Solid 4, I tried playing that, but I had to literally watch a 2-hour movie.
There was a lot
before
of
I could even
movies.
hit a button. I
Right.
was like, this isn't cool.
Four had
Yeah,
a
and
lot of buttons.
it was awesome.
I think what he did. Yeah,
Metal Gear
Toom-
Solid
Toom
4,
loved that.
he loved
Toom
that one.
wants
I
to
liked
spend
it.
as much time on a couch as he can.
It was more movie than game.
Right. Hey, but you
Let
think
me,
about it. I mean, the guy. I don't know how controlling he is of his games, but you know, for a creator of a series and being in charge of the head producer and whatever, he does a very thorough job of making a very compelling
Well-realized-
story. That
Well-realized worlds.
yeah, completely realized, compelling stories. They just go on, and I'm hoping that you guys probably know, but like, what would he be doing next? Because he's only 50.
I mean,
He's
Is
working
he
on
done? Is
another.
he retired?
He's got more.
Metal Gear
He's got the new Metal Gear coming out.
I
He's
know
got
they stopped
Zone of the
That
Enders
game looks
HD,
pretty
right?
great. I'm
Did he do
excited.
the one with the female?
What
Oh
game? What
no,
are you
that's
talking about?
Really
Assassin's
specific
Creed.
Assassin's
I get Assassin's Creed covers and Metal Gear covers confused because it features a human on the front.
He's doing the new Castlevania as well, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Is he? I know he helped produce the first one and helped them because they were using the same engine as Metal Gear Solid 4, but I'm not sure about the latest one.
That
Let
one
me,
with the-
maybe,
wait,
he
the
may-
3D when you were riding the horses.
Is that
Yeah.
it for stories?
Hey, Josh, let me ask you this. This is kind of going back to a news story that we had. Which version of Metal Gear Solid did you like more? Did you like the PS1 version, or did you like the remake that was actually made by Silicon Knights? That is the I guess.
Yep, that's true.
You know, that's Dennis. What is his name?
that guy.
It's Dyack.
When was there a
Diet.
remake?
Didn't they
It was
do
GameCube remake.
that Resident Evil or was
Whoa.
Resident Evil 0 Capcom's internal studio? Didn't they remake like the first few of them?
You talking
No,
about the HD?
Look at
The-
this.
Oh,
The
the
only-
Metal Gear
the-
remake. Oh yeah.
No,
Metal Gear for the game.
the only
Here's
thing
a
that was
play.
for
Policenauts.
Here she is. The only thing that
yeah.
the only thing that Dennis
I'm still not sure what you're talking about because I don't remember a remake of Metal Gear Solid.
That's
Are you
that's,
talking about
there's
the
a-
Vita,
What-
PS
what-
Vita
what they
HD
did-
collection version?
that's the girl from
No,
the hospital,
no,
right?
what they did it was for. I played it on GameCube.
GameCube.
That's where I first played it, and it was called Twin Snakes. And what they did was they updated
That's
the graphics.
right. Yeah, I got mixed up.
And they added like
Oh.
gameplay elements from Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, the music
Yeah.
was all changed.
But the
and-
story
yeah.
was
I
Metal Gear
never
Solid.
played it.
That's where
Didn't
that's
even
where I
know
first
about
played
it. I had a GameCube, but I didn't have it for very long. I played Wind Waker.
Windmaker's tight.
and It's
Best Zelda game.
probably my favorite Zelda.
not as good as Twilight Princess.
I haven't played that one because you know what
I like
happened
the
with
the
I
colors
got a
of the
Wii
cartooniness.
specifically to play.
Or Ocarina of Time, for that matter.
I don't.
I
like
still
that.
think Wind Waker's better.
I specifically
Well,
got a
you'd
Wii
be
so I
wrong.
could play the Twilight Princess was the newest one, right?
Dead wrong.
Right.
You're dead already. Your name's Tomb.
Which one did I get?
You're playing the wrong
Yeah,
game.
Kevin.
Which,
I'm
which
like the
Zelda-
Undertaker.
We need Jeff here.
That's why I look healthy
We
and
need
vibrant.
Jeff here for this Zelda crap.
You don't look healthy and vibrant. You look like you're decomposing.
But I'm still
Twilight
alive.
Princess was the first one
you
that
can't
came out
bring
on
me
Wii.
down. I have a
don't
broken
remember-
foot
It
right
was,
now, and
okay.
I'm still jumping around.
Skyward
Got a broken brain.
Sword.
Skyward Sword was the newest one, right?
I
Yes.
think so.
Okay, so I got it to play Twilight Princess, and I was not completely enamored of that game. It like the whole thing with the kids at the beginning, you had to get the horse. I'm like, let's go. This game is taking forever, and I also did not like the Wii control
Because of
at all.
games.
Maybe
Well,
I'm
the
just
GameCube
old,
controller.
but I couldn't do it.
Since I'm very
but,
close.
but to answer your question, Tom, I like the original, and I like the HD collection version of it, which made it look nice and clean and
That
crisp.
one
And I
came
played
with
it
Peace
on.
Walker, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then
Okay,
there's a
yeah.
couple different versions of the HD collection,
The only thing Nintendo's good at nowadays is making.
and you can
handheld
play
games.
Metal Gear
Yeah,
as,
that's
as a
version.
bonus like option. You can play the
And,
original Metal Gear.
And let me just say this, Josh. I'm just gonna throw this out there that the best Metal Gear is Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
I think that's the one I never played.
That one was that one was pretty good. I did like Snake Eater.
How many Metal Gears are
I
there?
like the first one and the second one. The second one
There's
I
a
like a
lot.
lot.
Is there a lot? Not
there's a
counting.
lot.
People hated. Was
There's
it
four-
Raiden, though,
there's
right?
four-
I didn't like him
spin-offs.
either. But I liked the game and the gameplay was good
10.
in the second one.
Yeah.
And it was it was a little longer. It had a little more to do. You know.
I liked the pacing of it.
Right,
And
it was
also
good.
and also just to get more heat with the chat room, I'm gonna say the second best is Ghost Babel for Game Boy Color.
Did you actually play that?
I sure did. It's awesome.
I played a PSP version.
I remember
of
seeing
the
the
one and I
ads
hated
for it inside Metal Gear Solid 2. You know, they had the ads up on like walls and stuff in that game.
Oh,
and I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
what
yeah.
the hell is that?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Like, oh, it's a Game Boy Color game.
Yeah. And you didn't know until it came out later.
Yeah.
The best game for Game Boy Color was the TV tuner.
What about the printer and the camera?
yeah.
Straight from Keith.
Printer was the
Apicary.
second best game.
But wait a minute, did you already tell us
Because then you
which
could
is,
print the TV shows you were watching.
which
was
is your
my
favorite Metal
Metal
Gear
Gear.
game,
It's the-
Keith?
Oh yeah, what's
My
your
favorite Metal Gear game?
Those are too new for him.
Metal Gear Solid or just Metal Gear in total?
Metal Gear in total.
Oh god, none of them. They all fail.
What?
I just don't like them.
Oh no.
Only gray system I play is the Dreamcast. Don't play Super Nintendo. Don't play PlayStation. Pff, get out of here. Okay,
Yeah,
I play a gray handheld Game Boy.
You still
What about
waiting
the
on
what about
Dreamcast
yeah?
too?
What about the Wonder Swan?
Sitting here waiting.
Wonder Swan?
The Wonder Swan, I had a purple Wonder Swan. So why was there a gray one?
I don't know. You gave me the purple
Problem is
one.
Everything was gray.
Yeah, I don't have that anymore. Wonder Swan stunk.
You gave it to me.
It was basically
That's
just
why.
a Final Fantasy handheld ploy. They were like, oh, we'll get them to play Final Fantasy in their hands.
What
And they
about the
also had,
Neo Geo?
There was a game
what
called
about
Last
Neo-
Resort where you're these Asians on a boat, and it's like they got real JPEGs and stuff, and then like the boat gets like taken over or something, and then people were
Bitmaps.
dying. And you figure out who's dying, and I was like, oh, Asian girls, and then I couldn't play it, so it was a waste of my
The
time.
Wonder Swan was a little bit crappy too because you couldn't see it.
And you hold it like a tall way, like
Yeah,
and
like a
and-
modern telephone.
And it's in Japanese.
Yeah.
It's got that problem.
But just Japanese letters turned me on. I'm like, oh my gosh, Japanese letters, because I start thinking of Asian females. But it wasn't enough to keep playing the game.
What if I told you that they had a Rosario Vampire game for that system?
Then I would buy it and never play it, but look at the
They
cover
did
a lot.
not, did they?
No, they didn't. But what if I told you
I
that?
would basically just play the cover of the box,
All right, good.
just like stare at it.
Play on the cover.
Ew, that's dirty.
We've entered into some new territory.
I couldn't say my favorite Metal Gear Solid because I haven't played any of them. I crawled around the box a little bit in the first one, and I was like, that's cool, boring.
Well, that is
And
pretty
then I
much,
piped
I
the
always
guy.
wish that the box was a little bit more effective.
that is pretty much the whole game, though.
No way. The first one you can use it a little bit more than you can use in the other ones. It doesn't work at all in the old.
just
in
a
the newer
box.
ones. It's
Yeah.
like you get, and especially in 4, you get like a ton of different boxes, and you're like, oh, cool, get the boxes. None of them work. It doesn't matter what one you use. It doesn't work. It's
Because
sort
it's-
of. It's like you're supposed to sort of use it like the camouflage version, like the camouflage in Peace Walker, where you can change what you have on, which I think is really funny as a concept of a video game when you try to rationalize it in your mind. You're like, okay, I'm crawling through the jungle and I get into a different sort of vegetation. I'm now going to change my clothes and put them on and then continue to sneak.
Yeah.
It's like, I wish I could instantly go whoosh, and all my clothes change. That'd be great.
But now he has like the chameleon suit.
Maybe in the
right?
future.
Maybe in the future.